Hello everyone, with the Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on weather across Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. It is 7:23 a.m. Thursday morning, July 11, 2024. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video. I'd really appreciate it if you guys get this video up to 100 likes. If you don't know by now, that's how the YouTube algorithm works. We all like the video and then the YouTube algorithm pushes the video out to more persons who are in the path of these tropical systems, that we can keep everyone safe, especially during the peak of Atlantic hurricane season. That's August through to October. Share this video with your friends, your co-workers, your relatives, and even your church brethren. And subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Leave a comment down below letting me know what the weather's been like in your area recently. Also, feel free to ask any weather related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. Alright, so let us take a look at the U.S. National Hurricane Center 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook. We can see that they're still highlighting that area of the southeastern United States coast for a 10% chance of tropical cyclone development. And as stated in yesterday's video, regardless of development of this system, the fact that we don't see a big area of low pressure, something like what we had with Beryl, it doesn't mean that we won't get some of the effects associated with the system, even if it doesn't develop into a tropical depression or tropical storm. We know rainfall is going to be the main effect. We see the purples, we see the burgundy colors that are expected within the next 168 hours. That's the next 7 days. All of this is showing all the rainfall totals that are expected from now up until 0Z on Thursday, July 18. That's about 7 p.m. on Wednesday, July 17. Excuse me. And we see the purples that represent up to 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. We see the burgundy colors right there to the east of Florida. And we see some of this even spilling into portions of the eastern United States. So there's a lot of rainfall that's expected. We see Jamaica not gonna be getting that much rainfall within now and the next 7 days. More blues than anything else that represent up to 1 inch of rainfall or less. But let us switch gears a bit and talk about some of the experts and their tweets that they just made. So we see Ben Noel made a tweet here at 3:34 p.m. yesterday. He stated, by the way, Ben Noel is a meteorologist at the National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research in New Zealand, and from time to time he makes some very accurate posts about the Atlantic hurricane season, some posts that you can't afford to miss. So he stated here, the ECMWF and UK Met Super Blend for the heart of hurricane season has just arrived. The tropics are quiet right now, but that won't last. So he highlighted this image right here. Let's take a closer look at this image. So we know the greens represent wetter conditions, the browns into the reddish colors represent drier conditions. And look at the area that we have wetter conditions, the greens right here across the main development region into the Caribbean. And we know all of that has to do with all of the tropical waves that are coming off of Africa and being sent across the main development region into the Caribbean. And look at that area where we have Jamaica. Jamaica is right here, smack dab in the middle of the deepest greens. So there's a lot of wetter conditions coming in for us. Keep in mind that this map is valid for August through to October, as you can see here on the top right. So we're in July right now, so not much gonna be expected during the month of July. More dry conditions than anything else, because it's kind of like a dry season right now, especially with the Saharan dust, the very stable atmosphere that we're experiencing. But that could all change during August to October. Lots of rainfall, lots of tropical waves that want to become tropical depressions or tropical storms, if not hurricanes. Hopefully we continue to play dandy shandy with these systems. We don't get a direct hit. Hopefully we get more tropical waves than anything else, so that we can keep our water flowing in our pipes. We'll see exactly what unfolds, and I'll definitely be here to keep you posted. On another note, Eric Webb, he's another person on Twitter that you need to follow. He made a post recently. He stated, the updated C3S ensemble mean forecast for August through to October has slightly toned down the overall look for this hurricane season in the Atlantic, though it still looks quite active. However, the C3S is focusing more potential tropical cyclone activity closer to landmasses further west. This is likely due to development of this SSTA horseshoe off the NW coast of Africa that may hinder development of tropical waves in the East Atlantic, at least initially, due to greater potential for more dry or stable air. Not exactly the kind of forecast change I was hoping to see. Either way, we can see the maps that he highlighted here, still having the very warm sea surface temperatures across the Atlantic. But the map that I want to look at a bit more is this one, showing the update, and we see that there is, yes, some change regarding the amount of rainfall that's expected across the Atlantic, especially the Caribbean. You see those darker greens that have somewhat changed from June into July. If we see the timestamp here at the top left, but that doesn't mean I think we still have a lot of rainfall that's expected across the Caribbean, the main development region. As much as it is not those darker greens that say 70 to 100%, we're still in the neck of the wind that have a high chance, up to 60 to 70% chance of a lot of rainfall affecting us. And all of that has to do with the tropical waves, tropical storms that could possibly develop, if not hurricanes, and we don't want that. But it is still looking like a very dire situation, regardless of it being toned down. Either way, I'll definitely be here to keep you posted on what happens. Alright, so let us take a look at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening. We can see some broken lines right here across the eastern US associated with that trough of low pressure. Another trough right here across the greater Antilles into the southern Bahamas. We can see a tropical wave right here to the west of Jamaica, right here across the western Caribbean. A tropical wave that's about to lash portion of the eastern Caribbean. A tropical wave that's equidistant from Africa and the Caribbean. And a tropical wave right here to the southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. If we take a look at the visible satellite images of the Atlantic as the sun is starting to come up, we can see all of what we just mentioned. The trough of low pressure right here to the east of Florida, the trough that's affecting portions of the southern Bahamas and the greater Antilles, which we could see more of the sun coming up, but I guess it's too early. We can also see the clouds associated with the tropical wave, definitely doing a number on portions of Central America. The trough, another tropical wave right here, coming into section of the eastern Caribbean, that tropical wave equidistant from Africa and the Caribbean, and another tropical wave right here off the west coast of Africa. A lot of activity currently taking place. And if we take a look at what was predicted in yesterday's video about weather across Jamaica for Wednesday, it was stated that we would have received some afternoon rainfall across sections of some western and central parishes. We know western parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Cornwall, so Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, while central parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Middlesex, so St. Anne, St. Mary, Manchester, Clarendon, and St. Catherine. And what ended up happening? The visible satellite images were posted, highlighting the latest image at 3:25 p.m. And we definitely saw some clouds coming in. Clouds started to build across those very spots. Sections of some western parishes, so more so section of Westmoreland, northwestern St. Elizabeth, northern Clarendon, northern St. Catherine, northern St. Andrew definitely got in on the mix. Some isolated thundershower activity. And even the infrared satellite images were posted. By the way, these posts were made here on our Twitter page at Weather Jamaica. They were also made on our Instagram page at weather.jamaica, on our TikTok page at Weather Jamaica, and on our Facebook page at Weather Jamaica 876. So if you have one of those social media platforms, please ensure that you follow us there, as we make posts throughout the day that you can't afford to miss. So we definitely saw that the clouds that we saw in the visible satellite images were building. We saw the thunderstorm clouds, the cumulonimbus clouds that definitely built across sections of western Jamaica. More so the cockpit country, northern St. Elizabeth, southern St. James, southern or southwestern Trelawney, eastern Hanover, eastern Westmoreland than anything else. The cockpit country is known for bringing a lot of thunderstorm. That spot is just a natural rainforest. So we definitely had that thunderstorm activity. We also had it building across northern St. Catherine, northwestern St. Andrew right there. So that indeed confirms the rainfall that was predicted for western and parts of central Jamaica. However, if we take a look at the latest visible satellite images, a post was even made this morning highlighting some isolated showers being experienced across northeastern Jamaica. And that's all courtesy of these clouds coming in, pushing in from the east, as we can see here. Definitely some clouds bringing some isolated showers, but most of it is starting to die down as we speak. Most of the thunderstorm activity right now up to the northeast of the island. If we take a look at the latest infrared satellite images, we can definitely see the high cold cloud tops associated with those thunderstorms that we just mentioned off to the northeast. Definitely some blues, greens, yellows, oranges, reds that represent the thunderstorm clouds. Not to mention the sparkling white dots that represent some amount of lightning flashes, if not lightning strikes. But definitely some thunderstorm activity off towards the northeast of the island. So some of this could even make it onshore as the day progresses, especially during the afternoon when we have that diurnal convection, that daytime heating, the rainfall. And we can actually see all of what we're just seeing on the satellite images being represented here on the Cuban Doppler radar images. Some rainfall right there out to sea between Haiti and Jamaica. Some of this rainfall making it onshore across sections of St. Mirren and Portland as we speak. But elsewhere in Jamaica, definitely clear right now. This is the latest from the Crossroads cam from See Jamaica's YouTube channel as of 7:34 a.m. Keep in mind, the time is now very accurate, 7:34 a.m. We see persons going about their business, vehicles doing this, that. The sun is definitely out. We also see that it is a bit hazy out in the horizon. Definitely some hazy conditions being experienced across the island. So please ensure that you have your meds handy. The Saharan dust is definitely here. If we take a look at the temperatures right now, considering that the sun is just coming up, the temperatures are not that robust as yet. 27 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 26 degrees Celsius in Kingston. And by about 18Z on Thursday, which is actually 1 p.m. on Thursday, as we can see here, the GFS is in consensus that we're going to be getting in on some yellows, some slight gold colors that represent 1 to 2 degrees Celsius above normal for the month of July. I know the normal temperatures for the month of July, the hottest in the entire year, 91 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll take a look at the thermometer. 91 degrees Fahrenheit is about the same as 32.7 degrees Celsius. So we should be receiving anywhere from 32 to 34 degrees Celsius at most for Jamaica's temperature on a Thursday, for Jamaica's temperature today. Taking a look at the forecast for the Saharan dust for 2 p.m. today, we can see Jamaica right here, definitely getting in on some amount of that Saharan dust, some brown colors right there, definitely plaguing the region, some hazy skies, some respiratory illnesses might be triggered in some persons. We know the drill. Please ensure that you have your fans cleaned. We really don't want to be affected by this. The Saharan dust is not all bad, because it definitely, does something for agriculture in Jamaica. If you read about that, you'll find out it is very much needed across the Caribbean in general, but not that much. If we take a look at the wave forecast, you can see that by 1 p.m. today, both the Euro and the GFS models are in consensus that we should still be getting on those blues, those 1 to 1.5 meter wave heights that are seen by the key on the bottom right. And that's because the winds are going to be coming in from the east, averaging anywhere from 10 to 20 knots, as we can see by the greens. As it relates to a close-up of Jamaica, we can see we have more duller greens than anything else that represent anywhere from 10 to 15 knots. But look at where we see the air piling up. We see the darker shades of blues, which means the least amount of winds across section of some central and western parishes again. So we can rule out some afternoon diurnal, daytime heating, convection. Some of these low-level clouds becoming medium-level clouds or upper-level cumulonimbus clouds. So some thunderstorms definitely in the forecast for sections of some central and western parishes again. So let's see the actual breakdown for this rainfall. And with the upper-level winds coming in more so from the west, it could definitely favor some more of that rainfall to be lingering across the island, as you can see here. But let's take a look. First of all, we can actually see that rainfall that's occurring right now. This is as of 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's actually 8 a.m. Jamaica time. And where do we see the blues represent rainfall? Across the northeastern portion of the island. So I guess we could say that that's already verifying, considering what we just saw on the satellite images. Clouds already affecting section of St. Mirren, Portland. And we can see it all on the Doppler radar images. So it's already coming through. If we take a look at the future now, this is valid for 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 11 a.m. Jamaica time. And we see the Euro showing more of those blues across eastern, central, western Jamaica. GFS showing some of the blues that represent rainfall across northern Jamaica, section of the southeast as well. Either way, we have consensus that something is going to be happening around 11 a.m. maybe some isolated showers starting to build, setting the stage for the afternoon. But look at the afternoon now. This is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 3 p.m. Jamaica time. This is starting to make more sense. The blues represent rainfall across mainly central and western parishes in Jamaica. Definitely some thunderstorms are going to be plaguing us on Thursday afternoon. But we see that by night time, well, by evening time, this is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 7 p.m. Jamaica time. Euro has more of that rainfall out to sea, to the north of the island, to the east of the island. GFS still has that rainfall across sections of some southern and western parishes. We'll see exactly what unfolds. We know these maps can definitely have some differences sometime, and we usually look for consensus with what we are seeing, and we already see the consensus with the morning to the afternoon, but we see that by the evening there's some differences, some contrast. Let's see which one of them wins for tonight. Will it be the Euro that shows more of that rainfall across the northern waters and to the east of the island, or will it be the GFS that shows more of the rainfall across the southern and western portion of the island? We'll see how that goes. Either way, both accumulated precipitation forecast maps are in consensus that there's going to be some amount of rainfall across the island within the next 12 hours. We see the greens that represent up to what, 0.25 of an inch of rainfall. The yellows represent up to what, 0.3 of an inch of rainfall. We see it plaguing sections of the island. Euro a bit more robust than the GFS. Euro showing up to 0.37. GFS showing up to at least 0.27 at most. We'll take it. We're in the month of July. We're in one of our dry seasons, as a matter of fact. The bar graph at the top shows Kingston. The bar graph at the bottom shows Montego Bay. The bar graph at the top with Kingston shows the rainfall in millimeters. The bar graph at the bottom with Montego Bay shows the rainfall in inches. You can do the math. Clearly, we can see that after June, there's a dip in the amount of rainfall that we're expecting during the month of July. You can do the math with this map right here that shows the rainfall from inches to millimeters. You know, 1 inch is representing what, 25 millimeters of rainfall. So you can do it and see exactly how it goes. As a matter of fact, you can visit weatherandclimate.com and see your specific parish and the rainfall that you guys are usually supposed to be getting throughout the year. Alright, so that is it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let us focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. Let's see if we can have this image reloading and showing us the very latest image, if it's going to be reloading. Alright, I think this image is definitely glitched out. Either way, we can see, yes, the sun is definitely coming up. Let me see if I can find another of the latest satellite images to work with. Alright, so this one seems to be working good now. So we can see here, yes, the sun is coming up on the Caribbean in general, but we do have the upper level low spinning right there to the northeast of the Bahamas. We can also see the thunderstorms associated with that system that the hurricane center is watching. We can see the thunderstorms associated with that tropical wave lashing portions of Central America as we speak. We can also see clouds associated with numerous tropical waves, not to mention the intertropical convergent zone across portions of the main development region. If we take a look at the northeastern Caribbean, we can definitely see some of that rainfall as we speak, affecting sections of the northeastern Caribbean islands. So anywhere from the Dominican Republic eastward, some isolated shores definitely off the northeastern coast of there. Section of Puerto Rico, the US and British Virgin Islands, more hit or miss showers than anything else. Those greens. Sections of the water surrounding Antigua and Barbuda, surrounding Montserrat, Guadeloupe right there. If we actually take a look at the Barbados radar, we can see that yes, we have some isolated pockets of rainfall, those blues and greens. Some light rainfall than anything else. Not affecting Barbados right now, but could affect us later on. Some of that rainfall to the north of there, pushing from east to west into portions of Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, section of Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago might get in on the mix as well. If you take a look at the weather VFW radar images, we can see that rainfall across sections of the northern Bahamas, Florida associated with that system that the hurricane center is highlighting. Just to confirm what we saw on the satellite images, we can also see that rainfall coming into sections of Belize, right there off the coast of Honduras, some rainfall associated with that tropical wave lashing portions of Nicaragua, and we can see some rainfall right there across section of Colombia as well as to the northeast of French Guiana. If you take a look at the forecast for today, this map is showing all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 10 p.m. on Thursday, and we definitely see the greens and the yellows that represent what, up to at least half an inch of rainfall A section of Florida, Cuba, the Bahamas, section of Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, the Lesser Antilles, sections of the US and British Virgin Islands, St. Martin, St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, Anguilla, Guadeloupe, Dominica, sections of St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago definitely going to be getting on the mix. And we see, even if we scroll down, both the EU and the GFS models are in consensus that there should be some more rainfall for French Guyana, Suriname, Guyana, sections of Venezuela, more so southern Venezuela than anything else, sections of Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Belize, Guatemala getting in on the mix, and even sections of the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, as well as sections of the Cayman Islands, even although the GFS is a bit more robust, so the Cayman Islands getting that rainfall. I know that when both maps are in consensus like this, the chances of actually happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.